This is the Fitzgerald residence. We're going to be doing a yard cleanup to prep the property to go on the market. The cleanup is going to include removing leaves front and backyard. There's some weeds growing pretty much throughout this whole area. We're going to use a string trimmer to knock it down as low as possible, probably about like 2 inches from the ground. And then we did talk about putting a few plants in here just to kind of tie in the whole landscape together. And we spoke with the client. They have a olive tree slash bush right there, and we could get dwarf olive bushes here. We talked about 6 or 8 of them to put in here, and that'll just kind of match everything else and look good. That bush there is about fence height. We want to bring this one about fence height. This citrus tree has a long volunteer going off the top of it. We're just going to cut it down to make it more bushy and not just like a straight line like that. This tulip shrub or bush looks good. It doesn't need much. It's just in dormancy right now. It's going to be blooming in springtime. There's some vines coming through the fence from the neighbors. We definitely want to clean that up. These agapanthus, some spent blooms. We'll remove the spent blooms, but the agapanthus, they're still green at this time of year. We're not going to cut them back. It'll just be nice to have a little bit green in this corner right here. Looks like the lawn's already mowed. If there's any debris left over here, we could clean this up as well. That's mostly all just weeds. This olive bush does need to get pruned, so we'll just shape it into a nice round shape. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty thick. It's gonna be best to trim it as a bush, not a tree. That's looking good too, just maybe a little bit on the sides, and then that one needs to be matching to this one. They do have some black wood chips in here already, so we're gonna provide a line item to refresh the bark and then add it right here. So this is all nice and clean. And then let's go to the front. The front has 2 really tall hedges that need to be brought down to about 6 feet high. And we do need to prioritize not taking off too much on the sides because we want it to look green. So this is the hedge, and you can see it's already been trimmed. We'll just clean up the sides a little bit more, but not too much because we don't want to expose the woody growth. And then the height, we are going to take it down to 6 feet. So there's some really thick branches. It's going to look pretty bare on top, but the sides are going to look nice and green. Let's see. So we have some barberry bushes that definitely need to get trimmed. They do go dormant this time of year. They're not dying. We're just going to trim them so they can come back nice in the springtime. There's a bottle brush as well. You can see where it's been pruned before. We're going to do the same thing, just get it to that size. These African iris also need to get trimmed. There's a lot of spent bloom, so we're going to trim it in a cone shape. Clean up this hawthorn. Same thing with all of these. And then there's another hedge on this side, so also about fence height all the way. We're going to get both sides, so this and the neighbor's side, okay? For the cleanup, we are going to clean up the leaves, and then we're going to provide a bi-weekly maintenance estimate. Actually, we'll provide bi-weekly and weekly maintenance estimate because these leaves, if the house is on the market, these leaves should be cleaned up every week, not every other week. And yeah, so the leaves are going to be definitely a priority. And then obviously making sure, so there's some weeds here in the joints of the concrete. We'll make sure to clean that out. We'll mow this as well. And then as part of maintenance, we're just going to make sure that weeds come in, make sure the leaves are taken care of. The bushes, they're not going to do a lot of growth, but depending how long the house is on the market, we might need to trim up the bushes to keep them looking clean. There's some weeds under those bushes. We definitely want to string trim that. And they do have, they have rocks here, so no mulch for the front, mulch just for the back. There's rocks in the front, and we'll blow out the leaves. And there are some weeds in here, so I'm seeing weeds in these rocks. We'll do our best to use a string trimmer and cut them down, and we'll spray after to limit their growth. But that's something we'll need to keep an eye on, and we'll do our best. Basically, it's really hard because they're very grassy and they're all through the area. Other than putting more rocks on top of that, all we can do is just string trim as close as we can to the rocks and then spray after, okay? And that's it.